love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stare.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Beth. I am your moderator for this evening for this Belly Up Network Hockey Super Show, joined actually by my co-host, the one and only Zach Martin, who's over here. We've got his co-host on his other podcast, Bailey Curtis, as well as Jared and Joel from the Mile High Pundit, and of course, our friend Ryan from No Credentials Required. We'll start with Zach, since that's who I introduced first. How are you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. It is ridiculously hot down here in South Carolina, so I'm ready to just chill, have a cold one, and watch some Stanley Cup Finals. Let's go. How are you doing, Beth?
I'm doing great. It is blistering hot here in Florida. It was 92, feels like 103 today.
108 here in South Carolina. Yeah.
Very ready for some hockey. The air conditioning is blowing. I am ready for the Stanley Cup Final to start in just under 2 hours. We're looking for puck drop to start. Let's go to the person next to you. Bailey, how are you today?
Good. It's thankfully not as hot where both of you are at here in Colorado Springs. So it's, doing great. Ready to watch some hockey later. So
absolutely. Jared, how are you doing over there?
I'm in the same boat as Zach. It is hot down here in Texas. That's for sure.
No bueno, sir. Going back to your comment, Beth, what blows worse, your air conditioning or the Leafs in the first round?
Shots fired. Wow. To any Leafs fans watching,
I didn't hear that.
His Twitter handle is FunCrewZach. Feel free to come for him. Joel, how are you doing, buddy?
You know, I'm doing pretty well. Talked some trash to a Leafs fan at a gas station today.
Fantastic.
Always nice. And a Tampa Bay fan. I was like, what are you guys doing wearing sweaters that aren't Avs here?
not allowed in Colorado, sir.
Get out of our state, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
But yeah, doing well. Like 88 degrees here, but my good luck sweater makes it feel like it's 100. My apartment has no AC, so.
Well, you're also wearing an undershirt, sir. That's kind of that's going to hurt you a little bit too. So
a lot of layers going there, bud.
Too many layers there, brother.
Yeah, I figured. I just realized it was a black shirt too. Not the best for today. But.
Yikes!
Well, I mean, it's early funeral for the Lightning, though, right?
Gotta prepare.
So I mean,
there we go. And last but certainly not least, Ryan from No Credentials Required. How are you doing?
I'm withholding what the temperature is here in upstate New York because I'll be thrown off this live stream. So
no,
go ahead and
we
Ryan out real quick.
Let's find out.
Where are we at, Ryan?
We're at 77 degrees.
Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
Folks, it's nice to meet you.
Thanks for letting me come in. It was awesome.
No Credentials Required.
Well, it's also nice and cool because I'm wearing my Adirondack Frostbite sweater too. So.
But you know what though? You don't have credentials to be here, sir, so you can leave.
Wow!
Burn.
Wow!
Burn.
Nothing
Dude,
about seniority
I
or
am
anything like that. Come on.
And then, of course, we are here to discuss the upcoming Stanley Cup Final. It actually begins at 8 p.m. this evening. The games are going to be on ABC, which, let's be honest, is great for the game.
Yes.
National broadcast on a broadcast network, ABC.
I tried.
So it's going to be great. I mean, somebody might be looking for like reruns of Grey's Anatomy or How to Get Away with Murder and stumble upon hockey and fall in love with the game. Who knows?
No.
Or Family Matters.
No. Murder She Wrote. It's
That's
all right.
CBS.
That was
Whatever.
CBS, not ABC.
Whatever.
Wrong
Well enough to
broadcast
remember.
network.
That's before my time, so there you go.
Oh, jeez. So, of course, we've got the Colorado Avalanche facing off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Colorado Avalanche have not sniffed a Stanley Cup Final in 21 years. And the Lightning are looking for their third cup in a row. So it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. Talking about a little history here. I did some research for this, guys. I did some research. So since 2009, the Avs are 10-7-3 versus the Lightning. And in the last 3 seasons, they are 3-0-1. So not exactly terrible things to see. Beating them 3 times during this dynasty run that they've got going on. So the odds are kind of looking in our favor. What's the history looking like? I mean, on your side of things, how are you guys feeling about this matchup? We'll go Zach.
I mean, I feel pretty good. Colorado has been an absolute wagon pretty much all season. They basically steamrolled through the playoffs. I mean, St. Louis gave them like their only real hardship, and even then it wasn't that much. Tampa ran through a gauntlet in the Eastern Conference. It would have been better if it was Carolina, Tampa, but it is what it is. But I don't think Tampa's faced a team like Colorado, and Vasi hasn't really looked that great. So I think the Avalanche have a really good shot of getting their third cup this year, just because that team is so stacked and it's an absolute wagon.
Gotcha. I got a little confused. You said Avalanche third cup. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. That didn't quite work in my brain.
We wish.
But yes, it would be their third cup, just not their third in a row, which I don't think any of the people here at this show want to see happen. So
time about 1 second. Our special guest is actually here, and I'm sorry, I have to apologize to all of you. I did lie about who our guest is. He is one half of the Locked On Avalanche podcast.
Whoa!
And the host of Kieran Puckberg. We have the one and only Shaggy Von Doom joining us.
Yes! What's up, Shaggy?
Let's go. Hey, Shaggy.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone.
Kyle,
Zach,
man.
you
it was you.
absolute liar.
Oh,
Zach
dude.
lied to all of us.
Yeah, I asked him in the group thing for Belly Up. I was like, "Do we know him?" And he was like, "Nope." So
Kyle did swear me to
You
secrecy.
don't. I
That
don't
kind of
believe
surprised all of you. So I mean, we kind of had to. Also, forgot
that's
to
great.
mention the fact that he is also the guy whose brainchild this is of the Belly Up Hockey Network. So it feels good to have like the OG #1 guy originally back on the actual network. So Kyle, man,
yes, sir.
it's so great to have you here, brother. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to be back with the Belly Up crew. I will be back in the off season, so I will see you guys when everything wraps up. I didn't anticipate the season being this long, so this is nice.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. You are on a little bit of a delay there, brother. Your voice is going a little bit faster than your actual mouth on the screen, but all good. But no, man, it's really awesome to have you on.
Give me just a minute.
It's not freaking me out, I promise.
He is out there
it's
working
not
that
at all.
Exorcism,
magic.
exorcism.
No,
Hourglass compels you.
It's one of those. It's like when they like dub over anime, and it's like the
Yep.
voice is doing something
Yeah.
completely different in the mouth. You're like, that's not what they're saying, but
Like those old like MXC videos you used to watch on
It
Spike
turns
TV.
into a Godzilla movie.
How about,
Yeah,
how
basically.
about this? Is this a little bit better?
Way
Oh, that's
better.
great.
Hey, there we go.
The lips match the words coming out. So we were actually just covering some Avalanche Bolts history. I don't know if you heard the stats that I dropped, but since 2009, the Avs are 10-7-3 versus the Lightning. In the last 3 seasons, they are 3-0-1 versus the Lightning. So not necessarily something that's terrible to see coming into this final matchup.
Yeah, and especially looking at how hot these teams are getting right now. Like if you looked at the hottest member of the Colorado Avalanche right now, it's JT Compher. He has 5 goals in the last 5 games. Stammer has 4 for the Lightning. So going into this matchup, you're looking at depth it's honestly going to be the key between these two teams. And
Absolutely.
Like Colorado has 4 full lines. Tampa Bay, they do as well, but those first 2 lines are like a battering ram. And if the key to the Avalanche having any success in this series is getting Vasilevsky off his game early.
No, and that is definitely true. I mean, Vasilevsky is a completely different goalie in the playoffs than he is in the regular season. So finding that weakness early and exploiting it is definitely going to be a big key to that. Now you mentioned JT Compher being kind of the biggest contributor to the Avs, which, I mean, I hate to say it, but called it. I've been pulling for him all postseason, and he's been showing up for the Avalanche. So it's been a great thing to see that depth produce and it not just be, the 3-headed monster, top 2 lines just going for it. So that's an amazing thing to see. It's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Well, it's also nice too the fact we actually call him JT Compher now instead of Jesse's brother. So he finally got the upgrade.
Yeah. Today he got the upgrade when he announced that his favorite Stanley Cup moment was Patrick Kane's 2010 cup clinching goal, and therefore he got an upgrade in my life from Jesse's brother Compher to JT Compher, because respect, sir. Respect.
He's still Jesse's brother in my heart.
Oh, he hasn't gotten the upgrade from Shaggy Von Doom, and you know what? That's okay. We're just kind of going around the room talking about feelings. I feel like we would be remiss not going to the Mile High Pundit podcast to find out exactly how they're feeling about this matchup. We'll start with Jared. How you feeling in Texas over there?
Joel and I actually talked about it at length on Tuesday, and I think the biggest thing for us is that, and you guys have already mentioned it, it's going to be really a battle of that bottom 6. The Avs bottom 6 has obviously been nothing short of fantastic in the last 2 rounds. Darren Helm specifically in round 2, JT Compher in round 3, Andrew Cogliano, obviously, while you're going to miss him for game 1 tonight, possibly even 2 and 3, he's played an unreal role for this club since he got traded for. I think the biggest thing that's going to kill Colorado is going to be the goaltending. I mean, outclassed 6-1 easily by Andrei Vasilevsky with whoever you put in goal, whether it's Kemper, whether it's Pavel Francouz, and it's one of those ones where a Stanley Cup is always won by a goaltender. It almost always is. And that goalie's hot, they're going to play well. And if Kemper is going to start tonight, coming off of not playing in just about 2 weeks, I wonder how much of an effect that's going to be, and if Colorado can even take game 1 tonight on home ice.
And Joel, I know you said you guys talked about it at length. Did you have anything you kind of wanted to add to that, or?
Yeah, so kind of an interesting stat. And I think the Avs are actually going to take game 1 tonight, just because of the fact that throughout the playoffs, Vasilevsky hasn't been good game 1s. He just hasn't. I tend to think, trends tend to matter at times. But after game 1s, he has posted a .988 save percentage, which is insane.
Wow.
That's a little scary.
So just a bit. If knowing how the Avs are at the end of a break too, you tend to see some good things happen. I hope they can take game 1 tonight, but it's going to be very close. These teams, it was almost like an unstoppable force meets an immovable object is what we kind of compared it to where neither team has seen, what they've seen before, and the matchup wise, it's going to be super, super close. Edge only goes to Tampa a little bit because of the goaltending, but defensively and your top 9, it's almost a wash, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that now. Want to go to Ryan. Ryan, you don't really have a dog in this race. You are not an Avs or a Bolts fan. So let's get a bit of an outsider perspective and kind of see how you're feeling about this matchup.
Well, I feel like I'm the contrarian of this entire group because I've picked the Lightning to win in 6. I said it on my podcast the other day on the Morning Cup edition. But yeah, the matchups are, these teams are quite evenly matched on both sides of the puck. All four lines rolling, defensive pairings rolling. But it's going to come, I think for me, it's going to come down to the goaltending. And Vasilevsky is, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face or until he steps down from that mantle. He's arguably the best goaltender in the world. So, and you saw what he could do in the Rangers series when he allows 12 goals, not 12 goals, like 14, was 12 or 14 goals in the first two games or something like that. And then he allows only 5 or 6 the rest of the way. So you know his work. We know the Lightning's body of work. We know what we can do. And I'm curious to see what they can do with this championship. I think their championship window is closing just a bit, but you don't see too many great teams anymore in sports, period. Like, you don't see dynasties. You don't see a whole lot of dynasties. You could argue that the Blackhawks had a dynasty in the 2010s. Same with the Penguins, but you don't see a team winning 3 straight cups anymore. We haven't seen that since the 70s. Actually, the 1980s. We haven't seen that since the 1980s.
Yeah, the Islanders.
Oilers were the last one to do it.
4 in a row.
Yep.
Which is insanity. I mean, and then just to kind of wrap it up, Bailey, what are you looking at with, this matchup? How are you feeling?
I mean, I feel like everything's been kind of summed up already too. Like, I mean, something I was literally just looking at just to make sure I wasn't gonna, get anything wrong too, is I'm looking at points right now, and Cale Makar is 1 point behind Nikita Kucherov on the standings. I would love to see more production from him, and just given how out of his mind that he played against Edmonton, like the one highlight that I'm sure stands out in everybody else's minds as much as it stands out as mine is keeping up skating backwards with McJesus. And that's it. Like, I'd love to see that kind of stuff happen from the defense coming against, guys like Stamkos, guys like Kucherov, things like that. And especially with his points adding up too, hopefully getting some past Vasilevsky.
Well, and to your point, Bailey, really quickly, I mean, he did it in how many less games too, and still only a point behind Kucherov.
This is true. Yeah.
I mean,
because you're talking like about 10 total? That's basically about 2 sweeps and 6 games?
I think it's like 4 less games.
Yeah.
Only played 4 less games in them. But
Yeah.
I mean, we can also say, well, Colorado hasn't really been tested like Tampa Bay has.
This is true.
You got Toronto, you had the President's Trophy winners, and then you had to get past an extremely young and relatively inexperienced Rangers team too. So, I mean, has Cale gotten a lot of points? Yeah, but has it been against quality competition?
This is true.
That's up for debate.
Well, also for the Battle of Florida, that was a sweep. That was like an actual 7-game battle. So I would say the President's Trophy team kind of sort of gave them a challenge. Not really, because they did go 6 against the Capitals. So it wasn't like Florida gave them like a run for their money. It ended pretty quick. So I can see where you're going at, Jared, but the President's Trophy team,
that wasn't a battle. That was an execution.
That was a massacre. That was not a battle. That was
a best of 3 with a full submission in Game 4.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they toted the Battle of Florida and the Battle of Alberta being the most exciting matchups in that round, and then the Battle of Florida was just like, we're just gonna go to Tampa and we're just gonna call it a day because we're not here to play.
They Florida manned the entire playoffs. Basically, it's just like very underwhelming.
It's what happens here in Florida. So,
bitter
while
disappointment.
we're kind of looking at what's to come, what's ahead, who are we looking out for on both sides of the spectrum? So, I mean, I'm looking at depth scoring for the Avalanche. The player I'm looking out for on the Bolts it's got to be Palat. I mean, I've said it in several series. You cannot give that man any time or space because he will make you absolutely regret it. So let's kind of reverse the order here. We're going to start down at the bottom of the screen here with good old Kyle, Mr. Shaggy Von Doom. Who are you looking at on both sides? Who are you watching out for?
I would really like to see Andrei Burakovsky do something. This would be wonderful. I would love for him to get, kind of drink the Kool-Aid a little bit and get with this team and like everybody, the camaraderie. I would like for him to get inspired and start scoring. That would be great. For Tampa, he's always mentioned but never performs. But I would like to see something out of Ryan McDonough. Like,
Okay.
Just a
Other
little
than
bit.
block shots.
Yeah, like I want to see a little bit more, because a lot of times when you're breaking down this matchup between these two teams, like line 1, line 2, they're canceling each other out. Like you want, and that's why we're talking about depth here, because you're not going with your typical names. You're going depth because you want to see who steps up when everybody else is eliminated and made neutral. So I'd like to see that. If I was a Tampa Bay fan, I would like to see him step up a little bit, because you need something when everybody else is handled.
Okay. And Ryan, who are you kind of watching on both sides here? I know, again, you don't really have a dog in this race. So who are you kind of looking out for on the Avs and on the Bolts?
For the Bolts, I'm looking at Braden Point. I want to see, because he's coming back this year. He's coming back in game 1. So you could say it's kind of the easy answer, but I'm kind of wondering how he'll respond in game 1 with a month off from action. I guess he's been skating. He was slated to come back in the Rangers series, but still had some setbacks in practice. But he was looking pretty good, according to the reports. He was skating pretty well. And for the Avalanche, I want to see what Nazem Kadri can do on the biggest stage of all, the Stanley Cup Final. I know is he slated to return game
Not
1
tonight.
or is he still not tonight? Okay, but when he comes back, I want to see how the Lightning respond to his style of play, to his pestoration. Sarah, I made up a word, pestoration. So I want to see how the Lightning respond. The Lightning can be calm, cool, and collected. John Cooper's a great coach, but I want to see how they respond when Nazem Kadri does some of the sandpaper-ish stuff that some players like him are known to do.
Let's not forget, though, Tampa does have a lot of their own players that also do some sandpaper finish. Tampa's not the cleanest team coming out of the East. So I mean, I get what you're saying, Ryan, but Tampa is no. They're not strangers to getting a little physical. Basically.
I understand that, but I want to see how they respond when that same game is thrown back in their face. To be fair,
right. To be fair.
And Joel, what about you? What are you looking at from both sides of the puck here?
For me, it's going to be. I've loved what for the Avs side Mikko Rantanen's done the past 4 games. He's on a 4-game point streak. So I feel like he's kind of getting back to form. We like to see it. Him kind of sliding over into that 2C role until, to Ryan's point, when Kadri comes back, it's that could be a changing point in the series. But on the Lightning side, it's going to be Hedman. I'm curious to see what he can do. Just top pairing, you had the Makar versus Yossi in the first round, and I want to see that just on a whole different stage and see what that's all about. So,
for sure, I'm actually curious to see if Hedman can keep his cool as well, because he can be a bit of a hothead when things do not go his way. So it'll be interesting to see if he can kind of put a cap on that and keep his head level, cool, calm, and collected, and maybe stay out of the box, because there's some things he does that.
Well, to be fair,
when
somebody blindsides you in the back of the head coming off a pass.
Good point.
See, it's not just that hit though.
You Laffy.
It's not the first time he's reacted that way when something, regardless of the hit, anytime something doesn't go his way, I've seen many a broken stick on the glass at the hands of Victor Hedman. So it'll be interesting to see if he can keep his head and stay kind of in the moment and not just absolutely lose it when something doesn't go his way. And then Jared, who are you looking at on each side of this?
Hopefully you guys couldn't hear that metronome. That's my dog's tail in the background. Oh, she needs so much attention so bad. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention that PEB is back in 303 for only the second time. Well, third time now. overall, though, I'm very interested to see how Tampa Bay's really their top two defensemen of Hedman and Ruda handled the top line of the Avs. And even when it's not the three-headed monster, you've seen how effective they can be with Nichushkin and even Lehkonen at times playing up with McKinnon. For Colorado, though, I want to look back at the 0-1 Cup run they had. I mean, remember, they did lose Peter Forsberg against the Kings. And then the guy who really stepped up was Chris Drury. It was in his third year. He was coming off of a huge, a pretty good rookie year and sophomore season. I do think a guy that's going to step up big time is going to be Alex Newhook. And he's going to pop probably one or two just clinching goals. I mean, look at it. Who's clinched series for Colorado? Darren Helm and JT Compher. It's not going to be the star players. I do have an idea who scores the last goal for Colorado. I'm not going to ever say it, but it will be,
tell us more, Jared.
it will be the perfect storybook ending to the rebuild of 5 years. Perfect storybook ending.
Interesting.
Alrighty.
I don't even know if we're all even thinking of the same person at this point when it comes to that statement. So.
There's a lot of guys who've been for a pretty good long time. It's like
it is one of the longest tenured guys, and it's not Eric Johnson.
Alrighty.
And Bailey, how about you? Who are you looking at on each side of the puck?
So, and Jared kind of mentioned him a little bit. Bellemare. He has been virtually invisible the entire kind of postseason run, with maybe I think one assist in the entire series versus the Rangers. I will be interested to see if he can kind of show up against his former team, because there's not many guys who can sit there and say, I've played for Colorado, I know their style, I know how they play. This is what the advice I can give to you, my current teammates, about how they are going to go about this and how they could attack us. On the opposite side of things, Arturi Lehkonen has been a little bit of a white knight for the Avalanche this postseason, with a game winner and stuff like that. So I would like to see him step up even more to hopefully produce for the Avs.
All right. And Zach, to close everything out, who are you kind of looking at on both sides of things here?
So, Beth, I think you might like this answer for Tampa. I'm kind of looking to, Hagel, Brendan Hagel, to see how he does, because he's been pretty moderately quiet since he came to Tampa. And we've talked about this a lot. I think he's very underused in John Cooper's system. And I think the fact that how he was in Chicago shows how he really is if you actually put him in proper minutes and not on a checking line. So I think if Cooper, let's say things go sideways for the Lightning, I think Cooper would be it'd be a good idea for him to actually start using Brendan Hagel in a proper setting, to where you see him where he was like second scoring for the Hawks. He was a reason why you get 2 players and 2 picks out of him. So I'm hoping to see more of a Brendan Hagel, kind of break out and show, okay, this is why Tampa kind of, splashed all of these assets to get him into Tampa. So I kind of want to see him kind of, finally break out. Plus, I think it's his first cup, ever. So it'd be kind of cool to see him, step up.
He played in Chicago recently. This is his first playoff experience.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice about it, but
don't be nice about it. I'm not nice about it. It's fine, but I mean, and I do agree with that answer. Having Brandon Hagel on a checking line is just, those aren't words that go together. I know you and I talked about this the other night. He can be physical, but he scores goals. He scores Bay goals, to be specific.
And they're everything flavored too.
And they're everything Bay goals. So
yeah.
I mean, having him on a checking line, that just didn't sit right with me. But you know what? You do you, John Cooper, and you take that L, because I will be more than happy to have people score against Brandon Hagel if that means that the Bolts don't win 3 Stanley Cups in a row.
Exactly. And then for Colorado, I've been kind of like harping on this guy for a long time, especially since the Islanders decided just to give him away for basically nothing. Devin Tays, I love his game. He has been vastly vastly underrated since he came to Colorado, and even in these playoffs. Like, he's got some sneaky goals. He's gotten a lot of assists that you think of, like, you think of all the big horses, Cale Makar, McKinnon, Landeskog. Devin Taves is so underrated, it is almost criminal how no one really talks about this guy. Like, I expect a huge Stanley Cup final out of Devin Taves, and I think he's going to turn a lot of heads to be like, okay, yeah, Colorado got a steal out of this guy this season, in my opinion.
I'm right there with you. We support the Taves who scores.
Oh yes.
And
the better of the Taves, honestly.
That Taves
Who do we in this
wears an
household?
Avalanche jersey. So in this household, we currently support the Taves that scores. So
the proper Taves, really.
The
The one
Taves.
who actually does his job.
No, for sure. And we've got to take just kind of a quick break here from talking about hockey so we can talk about our fantastic Belly Up sponsor. If you're watching on YouTube, our buddy TSS Fantasy actually just brought them up. That would be our friends from Canadips. So they have CBD little pouches here. It is absolutely fantastic. And they have all sorts of different flavors. I've got 3 in front of me. I've got strawberry, peach, and tangy citrus. They're all absolutely fantastic. I know Zach's got other
how many cans though? How many cans though? 6.
So many I can't hold on to them all at one time, and there's 5 more on the way.
I got 3 right here. Yeah,
it's not a problem, I swear. I'm just stocking up. I shop at Costco. Okay, I have to have things in bulk. So if you head on over to the link down here on the video, candidatecbd.com/bellyup20, you will get 20% off of your order. They've got lots of different options to choose from. You can either buy a single or a 3-pack. I know I got these 3 as a bundle. So there's lots of different options. There's kind of flavors for everybody. They are THC free. Every pouch is, or every batch is tested to make sure that if you use them, you're not going to have to worry about any sort of drug testing when you are at work. They are 100% CBD. There's no THC in the product, and they do ship all throughout the US. So head on over, grab some Canadips, and honestly ease some of the hockey anxiety, because I know everybody in this room has probably felt like it's been 84 years since we've seen the Avalanche play a game. And the anxiety has been kind of on 100 today, at least for me. I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but it's been a day.
You're not wrong.
Absolutely no work done. Like,
no work was done?
Nope.
I won't tell if you won't.
I mean, how do you get any work done, though? I mean, the last time the Avs were in the playoffs, I would like to assume, and I probably don't know, but I mean, this streak is old enough to drink in a bar. That's how long it's been.
It's true.
It's absolutely just amazing that it's been this long. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but we all had to suffer through the Joe Sacco era too.
I was going to say, I was not even a year old the last time the Avs won the Stanley Cup.
Thanks, Bailey.
Thanks, Bailey.
I'll grab my walker out of the guest room here real quick.
2000
God.
And
I feel attacked.
If it's a compound sentence in your name, you're too young.
Nobody's ever too young for hockey. Don't ever say that.
That's
Zach.
true.
That's
I watched my
also
first
very
game
true.
at 6 months old, end to end. So no one is ever too young to watch the beautiful game of hockey. So kind of looking to the future here. Obviously, I know most of us in this room, with the exception of the guy who is in New York where the temperature is cool and not awful, are all pulling for the same team. So let's run some scenarios out here, because I don't think we all have the same answer to this. End of the series, who's hoisting the cup, and in how many games is it going to take for them to get there? Let's start in the middle and just shake things up. Joel, we're going with you.
So I'm going to stick with my guns to what I said in our last episode, Avs in 6. I think they get it done on the road, but they will drop some games on the road as well.
I don't want that streak to end. It's such a beautiful streak that they have going on the road right now.
It is. It is.
I wish Carolina won on the road, but here we are.
It's that time.
Pipe dreams.
Now we'll go with our contrarian next. Ryan, who you got? Who's hoisting the cup? How many games?
I've already said it. I'll say it again. I've got Lightning in 6.
Okay. Flip it over to the other side of Joel. We're going with Jared next. What you looking at?
I have Avs in 7, and there's 3 overtime games in this series.
Ooh, wow.
So
Bold.
we're not sleeping, everybody. It's
That's a lot. That's a lot of hockey. Ooh.
My anxiety is gonna be at an all-time high. Luckily, I just refilled on whiskey, so we should be okay for 7 games. I hope.
May I recommend Canada
Get
dips?
some of
It's-
these too.
May I recommend Canada dips? It's not as bad as whiskey, so I'm
You don't get a
saying.
hangover from these.
The whiskey helps, that's for sure.
Yes.
So does Canada
Alcohol
dips
does
too,
help.
though.
Oh my
Canada
god.
dips help too. So I mean, hey, you can mix and match. It's all right.
You really could. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you can drink.
I'm
You can drink whiskey while you have.
I'm
the
just
Canada
looking
dip, it's
forward
all right.
to after game 7, smoking cigars all night and just having a blast.
Look, you know what?
Are you going to be in Colorado with Joel though? That's the real question.
I'm gonna be. We're actually have our high school reunion coming up. 10 years.
It's-
Wow. Wow, I
And-
feel old now.
Doesn't
Jeez.
Yikes.
So I'm
Wow.
actually
Feel young.
Really? You feel old?
I was gonna
Hey,
say, yeah, I
Ryan.
graduated in 2019. Shush.
oh jeez.
2010.
Okay, you're at least closer to us, Zach. Come on, we're 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty close. Bailey, just no.
They were
Just
Go
no.
over here.
the child
2004
tables over
here.
there, just in case you're wondering.
The kids' table's over there.
Yeah.
We'll get you a
2004
sippy
here
cup,
would
don't
like to
worry.
say my 20th
But-
high school reunion is coming up. So,
But yeah, so
I'll be
we're-
drinking my alcohol out of a sippy cup.
here, I'll get you one of these. It's got a straw.
Oh yes.
But all it is just one of like little Stanley Cup figurines with a sippy cup on top of
Yes.
it.
There you
The
go.
cere-
There
the
you go.
cereal bowl with the built-in straw. And just-
Stanley
But
Cup.
Joel and I might actually make it up to game 5. We're not sure yet, depending on what ticket prices end up doing. I mean, they're starting to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're starting to
I
come
looked
down.
at game
so-
1 today. That it was like 460.
Yep,
That's not
460.
the lowest?
That's the
Oh,
lowest I
that's not
saw, and I was like, well, that's definitely worth it. So
That's
Yeah.
much better than the $3,000 it
Better
was a
than-
couple days
Right.
ago. So
It was
Yeah.
like
when it-
$9,000. Where were you looking, Beth?
on the Ticketmaster website that
I
the
saw
Google
like
took me to.
9. I was looking at like $9,000 for some lower bowl tickets. I was like, oh my god.
For
I think
the
when
last
Zach
time
and
I
I were
checked,
looking, the highest price lower bowl ticket was like $7,800 for game 1.
Game 7 was like 10 grand. It was like 18 grand for game 7.
Yeah,
So
18
like-
grand for lower bowl seats.
Cup fever's legit in Denver, that's for sure.
Yes.
A little
Yeah,
bit, a
it's
little bit.
like
Yes.
energy
But if it goes
here's
7,
been-
I might have to drive all the way back up and just miss a couple days of work.
You know,
Why not? It's you only see a cup once in your lifetime.
it's true. It is true. So
I
let's
I can see
to
that.
the bottom here, Mr. Shaggy Von Doom. What you got at the end of this series?
I've been catching flack for this all day long. I said in today's episode, and I stand by this. Avalanche in 5.
Okay.
All right.
Sir,
Now you can laugh, you can scoff, you can call me Homer all you want. The Colorado Avalanche have only dropped 2 games so far in this playoff. That's
give you-
against Connor McDavid. That's against a very scrappy St. Louis team, a team that shouldn't be there. That's a game like those are teams that you could kind of take your foot off the brake, like Nashville. Like you could just kind of just chill out, like coast, conserve, get ready for the next round, and drop a game or two and not worry about it. Tampa just did it. We're not getting mad at them for it. Colorado has done so much. A near perfect January. The only loss they had was an overtime loss and a too many men on the ice call against Nashville. A perfect month of January. What other teams have that on their resume?
Hurricanes. We did go on a 9-game winning streak, so I mean,
A 9-game winning streak?
well, I mean, we're not perfect like you guys are, but I mean,
He's
at
shaking
least
his head at you,
it's
Zach.
I'm
talking about a entire calendar month here.
Yeah,
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 entire
yeah.
gosh.
Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
until this team can give you reason to doubt, why am I going to doubt?
Right.
I could be skeptical in the first couple months up until Christmas, New Year's. You're still skeptical of this team. They've done nothing but win in different fashions. They beat stellar talent. They beat Vasilevsky twice this regular season. I say Avs in 5. They haven't given me a reason to doubt them yet, so prove me wrong.
One
way they
would
win at
say
home, too.
they have gone on to find a way to win games.
Hey.
When's your
Ew.
loss coming then, Kyle? When do the Avs lose?
This one it has that feeling like Game 3. one of those in Tampa. Game 3, Game 4, a hostile Tampa atmosphere. The game gets ahead of them. I think that might be where you see a Darcy drop, and it really gets a hold of him because Darcy's not sporting the greatest save percentage right now. Honestly, I feel like the Ball Arena environment will push that defense to helping Darcy. But I think once this series goes on the road, I agree this is going to be where they drop one of their first games of the playoffs on the road in Tampa. And I feel like that's where it gets dropped. And then it's one of those Jared Bednar rally cries, and they understand what's on the line here, and they get right back to business, and they clean it up.
All right.
The thing that kind of
Fire Bednar.
Fire, please, fire Bednar. He's a kid.
Fire
He's
Bednar.
boring and bland.
He's the
Bland
worst.
hockey.
Does anybody
Worst.
watch Urinating Tree on YouTube?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I'm waiting for that revisited video because he said Jared Bednar cannot lead a team and Sakic could not be a quality GM when he did the poop emoji video during that season we don't talk about. Oh my! I'm still waiting.
Isn't he a Sharks fan too? Which
No,
is just
he's a Penguins fan.
Oh well, he has
Oof,
no
no
room to
accounting
talk.
for taste.
He's a Pittsburgher.
Ugh. Well,
He has no room to talk.
let's head up to you here. What are your predictions for this series,
Who, me or Bailey?
Bailey?
Oh, me. Oh, sorry. I originally.
We didn't hear who you said.
Yeah,
we
no,
wake
I
the
didn't
child
hear
up
a
from their
name.
nap.
We're going to the top here. I'm like,
Yeah,
which
that's all I
one?
heard.
Those Canes fans are taking a nap right now. It's fine.
Excuse me. My team is out of the playoffs. I have no room for naps with the Avs.
Yeah, your second team is in the Cup Final. I have
was
no
gonna
teams
say,
in the Cup Final.
Sorry for you, Zach. But no, I originally was gonna go 7. But I think I've got the Avs in 6. And as much as it pains me to predict them winning not at home, I think it would be a little different if, I don't know, the East has been, to quote Zach earlier, a freaking wagon. And it's super stacked, and I forget who it was, but it was like whoever is coming out of the East is going to be super beat up and tired and whatever. And I don't know if we're going to see that from Tampa, just kind of based on how they've been playing, but they also haven't faced a caliber team like Colorado. So I'm going to stick with 6 and go Avs in 6.
All right, Zach, how about you?
I mean, his prediction wasn't wrong because this is what I've been saying. Because I even said it like after like the Cup Final was set. Kyle, Avs in 5, baby. I mean, I'm all for it. Like, I want to say 3. I want to say 3 with total submission and just total quit, but nah. Avs in 5. They're gonna win it at home. Make this a quick series. I think they're gonna drop Game 4. Bednar is going to come out and be like, all right, home ice, Game 5. Let's end this now. End it in 5. And I think they're going to do it. I mean, Tampa is, they're getting Brandon Point back. They've been playing well, but I mean, it's Colorado. Let's be honest. Like, they're a freaking wagon. They're an unstoppable force. They're a train that's just, there's no slowing down. End this in 5. Let's see if their cup come to Colorado and make the entire rebuild in the year we don't talk about worth all the pain for you Avs fans. So, yeah. Avs in 5. Kyle, I'm fully on board with you, sir. You are not alone in this sentiment for a 5-game series for a cup.
Lamplighters stick together.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
I hopped on the same Avs in 5 train. I think they're going to drop Game 2 in Ball Arena. And I've been to a Stanley Cup Final game in Tampa as a visiting fan. It's not as raucous as it looks on television. I can tell you that much.
No, it's
more
boring,
raucous outside than it is inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because
the beer's way cheaper outside because you can bring a cooler.
Well, and also the suits kind of take over the arena, just like in Toronto too. So
yeah.
it's not loud. It's just it's one of those
full.
things.
It's full. So I think the Avs take this in 5. I think that they figure out the beast that is Andrei Vasilevsky. Obviously, they've had time to watch tape. They've had time to watch him play live and in person in games. So I think that they might take some notes from the goals the Rangers did score. They have the offensive ability to beat Vazzy. They've got the depth that Tampa doesn't have as much. I mean, when you look at the roster, the depth on the Avs it's there, and it's lethal depth. It's not, he's going to score a couple or he might score one. It's everybody in the bottom six can score a goal.
That's a very dangerous team. So is Kemper officially back for game one, or is it still kind of like a game time decision type thing?
Good luck getting a straight answer out of Bednar.
I was gonna say,
Greg Wisniewski's so pissed off about that too, because he has the gamesmanship. He said, okay, Cogs and CAD your day to day, but I'm not telling you guys who my starting goalie is. And
Greg
upset about that.
Greg Wyshynski is mad over the smallest things. I don't really give a crap what he says half the time, to be honest.
He picked the Blues
that.
to win that series, so I'm not listening to him anymore.
I mean,
also, like, that is typical, like, hockey coach mentality in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You don't put enough out there to tell them what to prepare for.
To
you
also
want them
be fair,
on their toes.
To be fair.
To be fair. He is also at the ESPN, and he has a podcast called Puck Soup or something. So I mean, I really can't take a guy seriously when your podcast is named that, and you work for ESPN, where there's outside of Emily Kaplan and a couple other, like Bucci, zero knowledge of this game. So I'm sorry.
Well,
sorry,
they just
Greg.
lost one of their personalities with Torts getting a job in Philly. So
I liked him.
Hey,
more
Bucci
with,
did call that. Bucci did call that.
I liked him more when he was with Jeff Merrick.
Mm-hmm.
That podcast was awesome.
He is really he's got that ESPN mentality of stupid hot takes that makes absolutely zero sense. So
how do you think you get clicks on things? You throw out a stupid hot take, then people rage, and oh look, now I'm relevant.
Bad publicity is good publicity.
That is how it works in the world of social
Thanks, P.T.
media.
Barnum.
So we've kind of gone over some history. We've gone over who to look for. We've broken down who we all think is going to win. And it's, an overwhelming Avalanche heavy favor here, minus our friend Ryan from
6-1
Credentials Required.
Do I win a prize to Lightning win?
You get a crisp high five, and you get a shout out on the BU hockey. That's the best. That's the best.
You get
I can
my
give you.
unending loathing because I cannot stand the Bolts.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle.
I'm not touting the Avalanche just because it's like literally it's what I do. I'm being as objective as I can here.
Oh yeah.
If you sit back and you watch every team in this playoffs, if you start from the beginning, this Colorado team's on a mission. Tampa is handling it like business as usual, and that could be, that's nice to get you here, but that could also be detrimental. And when you see the determination this Avalanche team carries itself with, not just on the ice in press conferences, how they handle themselves off the ice, this is almost militant on how they're approaching this, and it's alarming.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off, Kyle, but it's more of like determination over complacency. Oh, we've been here before. We've done it before. We'll just do it again. Where it's like, here we go. We're coming for this cup. It's absolutely ours. So
cue the Blues Brothers theme. Give them some Ray-Bans. Like these boys are on a mission.
Yeah, I'm like if this was one that I could fully believe that the Lightning could pull this out in 6 or 7, I would have no problem saying so. I've said a couple times where the Avalanche could get beat in certain games because of matchups. There's just something about this Colorado team that it has that weird feeling that we just watched a team flirt with 3 in a row. This Colorado team could be keeping the cup in Denver for quite some time.
Oh,
this is true.
For sure. So Kyle, we actually do have got some comments from everyone watching on YouTube and stuff. Billy Up Sports, we got a Shaggy sighting, y'all. We got a bunch of things. Kevin Wilson, come on. No chance absent 5, sir.
I'm going to need you to stick to football, sir.
I'm 100% with him.
Hey, Ryan, Kevin is kind of with you though. So
Thank you, Kevin.
You both get crisp high fives at the end of this if you guys are right. So
There will be
Yeah.
no
High
crisp
fives.
high fives from
Put
my
money
side
on
of
it. The
things.
Vegas lines are crazy right now for Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that
think
way.
it was a couple nights ago. I was talking to Beth. I'm thinking like Colorado was like minus 175 to win the whole thing, and I think Tampa's like 150. Then it's like I think plus 600 if it's Lightning in 6, and like plus 400 if it's Avs in 6. So I mean, that will be. I definitely see 175. That's basically a good one to have. Just make sure to put some extra money down because you ain't winning a whole lot when it's a minus 175. And Jared, thank you for bringing this up in the our chat. Doors are already open, y'all. 90 minutes before puck drop. Like I wish I was in
It's
Ball Arena
loud,
right now.
man. It's loud.
I wish I was there. I wish I was there right now just to feel the electricity in that building because that's going to be absolutely insane.
I was
For
gonna
the
say,
fact
Joel,
that-
you're not far from the arena, are you?
I'm like a 15-minute walk from my place. The electricity around the city has been off the walls. Like I can't compare it to anything because I haven't really experienced anything like it. So yeah, it's insane. It's one of the best places to play for a reason.
I can't I cannot imagine being in that area where you guys have like all the banner jersey banners kind of like raised up on the lights.
It's
Like that's
intimidating.
Larimer Square.
I mean,
Yep.
hey, it's all the small little things that you put to make it a really nice place. I mean,
See what you did there, sir.
I'm on a roll tonight. What can I say? Maybe it's just the beer. Maybe it's just because it's Stanley Cup Final night. It's just the vibes are all here. I mean, who could not be excited? It's Cup Final time. How can you
I
not
will
be
say-
excited?
The vibes in Tampa, I've been down there several times. It's a couple-hour drive. You don't even know that the Lightning exist in Tampa until you can see Amalie Arena, and that's when you start to see banners and billboards. So
Well, it's also
the city vibes are very different from
let's-
Denver to Tampa.
Let's also not forget too. They forget that the Tampa Bay Rays also exists they're down there too. So I mean,
There's a baseball team there?
exactly Tampa sports town.
Champa Bay,
So-
bro.
Ha.
Yeah, outside of the Buccaneers, no one gives a hoot about what's going on in Tampa.
No reason they cares because Brady's there. That's it.
Yeah.
Basically,
Only
yeah.
reason.
I can definitely confirm that because,
Unfortunately,
it's not something
you're
that
down there.
Yeah, no, I'm unfortunately in Florida where it's a bajillion degrees and the surface of the sun when you walk on the ground with no shoes on. So we've looked at cup winners. Let's look at the other big trophy at the end of the series. Who are we looking at for Conn Smythe winners? So let's start with the man who has no dog in this race, Ryan. He's like, dang it.
Have a little
Dang it,
chuckle.
why me?
A little
No, I
chuckle.
know. For the Avalanche, I'm gonna say I'll say Kim McCarr. Especially if he goes
Ooh.
off in this series. I know. Such a shocking, just such a.
Oh, it's a
such
good
a dark
one.
horse.
Hot take, Ryan. That's a hot take.
It's a
dark-
very hot take, sir.
super hot take. Yeah, that's a Greg Wyshynski type take right there.
It's very lukewarm.
Yeah, it's ooh. I got Church and Laodicea. I got Church and Laodicea vibes from that. But
You are welcome.
But for Lightning, I got Andre Vasilevsky for the Vezina. Not the Vezina, the Conn Smythe.
Smythe.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're
The
probably not
visitor.
wrong on that one
Sir,
either,
he
though.
wasn't-
I
he
couldn't be
wasn't-
wrong
he
on
wasn't a finalist. I mean,
You know, it is what it is. Let's go over to Jared. Who are you looking at Conn Smythe wise at the end of this series?
I hate this question so much. These games haven't even started yet. 99% of the time, it's predicated off of who does what in the finals.
Yep.
I
Mhm.
mean, you don't ever get a guy who wins the Stanley Cup or wins the Conn Smythe Trophy because of what he did in round 1 or round 2. I think maybe the last guy who had that accolade might have been Jean-Sebastien Giguère, and his team lost in the Stanley Cup Finals that year.
I mean, Patty Kane did do a pretty good job when he did what Corey Crawford should have won it. Let's be honest, but I mean,
Even Patrick Kane said Corey Crawford should have won the Conn Smythe in 2013.
Right.
So
And it's 100% a popularity contest. That's all it is.
For sure.
Unfortunately, it's like high school king and queen. It's not just because I was ugly that I lost. It was a popularity contest. I mean, come on.
I mean, well, it's just like what
You're a winner in someone's book, Jared.
It's like what it's like what the Hart Trophy in like the Norris. It's just like, hey,
the Norris specifically has got to be a popularity contest. I mean, the guy who's probably going to win it, I hope would win it, would be Devon Taves. The most underrated piece on the Avalanche by a mile, and the work he does defensively, especially against top guys, it's hard to argue against him.
Jared, thank you. You're
just validating that Zach has good hockey takes.
Minus that Carolina sweater.
Oof.
Jared.
Let's drop it down to you, Mr. Von Doom. What you got here?
Left.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm lashing out. I'm stressed.
I didn't know what happened.
Zach has left the chat.
as your hockey head department person, we're gonna have a meeting, sir.
Oh,
Jared, I got y'all. You're fine. I'm not scared of you, sir.
HR, this is Jared. How can I help you?
When it comes to the Conn Smythe for the Avalanche, I have a feeling to make this whole story just perfect. It's going to go to Gabe Landeskog for his production that he's already had. The finish line's in sight. His production is going to go through the roof. It's not going to be Nathan McKinnon. It's not going to be anybody else. It's going to be Gabe Landeskog and what he's doing and what he's done, and he will take home that trophy. For Tampa, I have a feeling, to kind of piggyback off Jared's point of the popularity contest, it has a feeling like it's going to be like a Corey Perry or a Patrick Maroon, like, congratulations, you did it. Like, here you go.
Here's a cookie.
Patrick Maroon, you just won your 4th cup in a row. Here's
like what else
trophy
can you do to make your perfect ESPN moment? Like, if Tampa Bay gets it, it's going to be one of those kind of like cringy, like Instagrammy post kind of moments. But for Colorado, it's going to be earned. It's going to be earned if you're going to win it in Colorado. And that Conn Smythe is going to be, there's no question, it's going to be Gabe Landeskog.
All right. Joel, how about you?
So I'll start with Tampa first. I'm in agreement with Ryan to where he's going to be, Vasilevsky's going to be, the Avs are going to turn 40-plus shots on him a night. It's going to be up to him ultimately to determine this series. The Avs aren't going to, I don't think they're going to get taken away from their game too much. It'll be a very clash of styles. So if it's Tampa Bay, it'll go to Vasilevsky because you will have that tape to watch and it will prove itself. Colorado, I would love to see Mac get it just because of his demeanor. This playoffs, it's like a switch has been flipped almost. He's super businesslike. And kind of going off of what Shaggy was saying, it's a different vibe. It's a different team. There were no smiles for the Western Conference trophy. None. But I like to see Matt get it done. I also think he has a hat trick one game.
That would be interesting because the last time a hat trick was scored in the Stanley Cup Final was also by the Colorado Avalanche.
Peter Forsberg.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go. Game 5, Hattie to win it. It's meant to be now. There you go.
Ryan's looking for
getting
something. What you got, Ryan?
So I'm going through my card. I have a sports card collection, and I'm going through some of the stuff to see how valuable it is. Speaking of Peter Forsberg, look at the beauty I found.
Ooh.
Nordiques.
Nordiques. 1994, 92, 93, 94 is an upper deck.
Nice. Yeah, I've got the 93, 94 power play tall boys. So the Nordiques are in there as well. And
And the Winnipeg Jets and the
Yeah.
Jets
I mean,
1.0.
as
Jets
Kyle
1.0.
points to
Just
that
1.0.
beautiful Forsberg Nordique sweater behind him.
That's
Let's
a,
talk-
that's a beauty. That's an
Let's
absolute
talk
I also
beauty.
have some trivia. But I'll
Okay.
let people finish
Okay.
their visit, pick
Okay.
their Conn Smythe picks first.
All right, Zach, you're up next.
For me, I really wanted it to go to Darcy, but the fact that he's been out for a while, the fact he comes from Arizona, like everyone's like, oh, this guy's not going to do anything in Colorado. He did nothing in Arizona. He's been nothing but stellar all season. He got hurt at the wrong time. I would love for him to win it. I don't think he's going to because he missed so much time, but I would say for Colorado, I kind of have to piggyback off of Jared. I hope it's 7 days because the dude has just been business as usual. He's been, like I said earlier, very underrated. He's shown why the Islanders made a huge mistake just to get rid of him for a couple second-round picks and have a nice day. Yeah, 2 second-rounders, and it's like, have a nice day. It's like, this guy is so vastly underrated. It's unreal. I hope he wins it because he's so great. Like, how can you not love how Devin Tays has been playing overall? For Tampa, yeah, it's going to be a popularity contest. Honestly, I would be surprised if Stammer won it just because of the fact that he's the captain. He kind of missed the first cup. Second cup, he was kind of there too. I just think they're going to be like, oh, look at that. You were healthy. Here's a Conn Smythe. Thank you for the 3-peat.
Thank you for your health. Have a contact.
Basically, because everyone loves Stammer. That's all you really. It's Hedman, Vassy, Stammer, and Brandon Point. It's just, I wouldn't be surprised if Stamkos won it just because of the fact that he captained a third team to a third straight cup. So
I can't with the air quotes. Bailey, who you got on both sides for the Conn
am I wrong though? Are you looking at me and telling me that I'm wrong?
Not wrong, so.
Kat would get that. It's fine. No, honestly, it's me being pro goalie. I want to throw Vasilevsky into the conversation, piggybacking off of Joel. But I'm going to throw Cale Makar into talks. Just given the way that he's played, I would love to see him holding that trophy.
Cale McConn Smythe.
On Smythe, I love it.
Cale McConn Smythe.
Yeah.
Wow. Love
Joel,
that.
just
Props to you. Thank you for
I
helping
have
me out
to.
with that.
I have to.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Sir. Here, you
So-
drop this.
I had to get on Zach's level at some
It's
some point.
it's so much better. It's so much better than Conn Smythakowski.
I mean,
Oh God. I'm gonna have
Or
to
Condre
agree.
Vasilevsky. Come on.
Condre
Oh.
Vasilevsky. Wow.
oh, oh.
So I'm
Oh.
gonna have to agree actually with Joel, Ryan, and Bailey on the Tampa side of things. I think that Vassy gets it. Even a bit of a hot take. I think if the Avalanche win, there's a chance that Vassy still gets the Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
He's been, as always, lights out. And it could be another one of those years, which they are few and far between, but it could be one of those years where the loser still wins the Conn Smythe trophy. So, I mean, his numbers, as we were talking earlier, they're insane. On the Avalanche side of things, I'm going to throw out a hot take. If he comes back in the finals, I think Nas wins the Conn Smythe. If he comes back and plays in the final, I think Kadri wins the Conn Smythe.
We need
He had a
another
hat
hat
trick.
trick, sir.
He had a hat trick.
Gary Bettman's hands will burn like the guy in Indiana
Good.
Jones.
Good.
He will absolutely. Gary Bettman will just die.
No,
Good.
You mean Gary Batman?
Gary
Gary
Batman.
No,
Gary
no,
Batman.
Hey,
will
Gary
be
Batman.
no more.
No, like it'll be like in like Lost Ark. His face just melts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's-
If you want to talk MVP,
I'd be like Rafi Torres
mean-
winning the Conn Smythe trophy.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. No.
we don't talk
Ryan.
about that man, sir.
Ryan,
had to drop it.
Ryan,
Ryan.
wait.
kick him out of here.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks for coming. Appreciate your time.
Bye.
Bye.
Apparently,
So
I'm too super contrarian.
I
How
think
dare
that,
you.
Jared
that
and Joel needs to
Nas-
flop too.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay, calm down.
Calm down. Jeez.
I think that Nas. I mean, everything he went through. that, especially that one game, scoring a hat trick against all odds. I mean, they were on Nas nonstop. The shenanigans were ridiculous. He still nets 3 goals, and his production has been insane. If he comes back in, I think he's a serious Conn Smythe candidate, and it's deserved. And if it means the end of Gary Bettman, then you know what? It should happen.
Yeah. Can we also say that David Perron is an absolute scumbag? And let's just all agree to that now. Like, yeah.
We don't talk about the losers here.
I mean, I'm just saying, scumbaggery is scumbaggery. Someone has to call him out for it.
I will say, no matter what, we are all going to end up very happy because no matter what, Gary Bettman's getting booed the second he picks up that microphone to award the Stanley Cup.
The second he steps foot on the ice.
The
only team that didn't do that was Los Angeles. And I just
because they didn't know any better.
Well, you know what though? The only place that won't boo him is Arizona because for some reason that team will not die.
Yep.
Will not die.
In love with
5,000 seat
Arizona.
arena. Jesus.
Oh, Kyle, you look like you have.
That will be the only time he. Go ahead, Kyle.
Oh no! I was enjoying all this Gary.
You're looking scholarly.
He did.
He had
the
pencil in
there.
Actually,
I
did it
now,
now.
just in case.
The season begins October 11th, and the league made 5.2 billion last year.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
You know what's better than 5.2 billion?
5.3.
5.2 million. Austin Powers reference.
Can we talk about really quickly how
you can look. Okay, I'll just leave.
Leave with the Austin Powers reference.
I don't know.
Right. Ryan, you did say you had some trivia for us.
I do have some trivia. So currently, Andre Vasilevsky is the reigning defending Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the last player to win back-to-back Conn Smythe trophies?
Ooh. I don't think I know those.
No, Bill, you'd be a little too young for this.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is it Wayne Gretzky?
No.
Good guess, though.
I feel like Stevie Y has to be in there, right? With all those Red Wing dynasties.
Back to back, though, I would say Mike Bossy.
Nope.
No, I don't know.
Joel, Zach, Shaggy,
Shaggy.
I know it's not Sid the Kid.
No.
Gosh,
nope. Joel.
No, it's not Bobby Orr.
Maybe
Scott Stevens.
Nope.
Scott Stevens.
He only won one in 2000.
Marty Brodeur.
Nope, never won one. Surprisingly.
Wow.
He did not.
It's not Messier, is it?
Because it was his defense.
Well, Club Lemieux 95, Scott Stevens 2000, and J.S. Jaguar in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
I did the Googling. I know the answer.
Beth.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Cheater.
I'm gonna throw out
I'm
a
not
random,
a cheater. I use my resources. He didn't say not to Google.
random wild guess, but someone from either the Hawks dynasty or the Pens.
No one in the Hawks dynasty did it.
Nope.
I'm at a
The
loss.
answer-
then.
The answer
You have to
is. Oh, go ahead, Beth.
I was gonna say you have to think back to back means they won or participated in a
cups.
final back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Was it Scott Niedermeyer?
Nope.
no.
No,
2007.
because the Ducks never went back to back in the cups.
Nope.
Yeah.
They've only been in 2 finals.
Yeah, because it
All
was
right, Ryan.
3 and
Drop-
07.
Who was the
Drop
Niedermeyer
the
that played for Detroit, or not Detroit, New Jersey back in the day? Who was that?
That was Scott Niedermeyer.
That was
but he
also,
won't
that was
win.
also
Okay.
Scott Niedermeyer. Yeah, he's been
Because
around
I
for
thought I
a
was going
long
fucking crazy.
time.
Oh,
I mean, one could think it could have been Marian Hossa. He did play for the cup losing team and the cup losing team, and then he won a cup. So
Mom, I know you're watching. Sorry.
I mean, Marian Hossa is pretty amazing. Let's be honest. But
demigod himself. All right, Ryan, who is it?
All right,
Enlighten us.
the last player to win back-to-back Conn Smythe trophies happened 30 years ago. Mario Lemieux.
It was Sidney Crosby
Ah.
in 16 and 17.
Oh yeah,
Hold on,
Never heard
did I
of
read
him.
that right?
Who?
Sidney Crosby won it in 16 and 17.
I was
right,
right
he
then.
did.
Oh, I
So,
said it.
all right, I
wasn't
read it
Sid.
wrong. Sorry.
Never heard of her.
Wait, I said it wasn't Sid. I should have said Sidney Crosby.
This
but-
is why I Google, because I verify the facts.
Dang it.
But before
I
that,
so I got a
before
half
Sidney
right.
Crosby, it was Mario Lemieux in 1991 and 1992.
So I got
Yes.
a half right because I did mention Sidney Crosby. It's just I said he didn't when he did. So
Oh, right.
Actually, Wayne Gretzky has won the Conn Smythe Trophy twice, but he did not do it consecutively.
He did not.
with that team, I'm not really surprised. We have Yari Curry, Mark Messier, and Grant
Messier
Fuhrer,
won the Conn Smythe in '84. Bill Ranford won it in '90.
Who?
Bill Ranford.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
who?
You know,
But
Bill
fun
the
fact
man
about Bill-
Ranford.
Fun
Yeah,
fact about Bill
that's
Ranford.
old. That's
Wait.
old man Kel
Old man
Ranford's kid.
Ranford's
Hold on.
boy.
That's old man Ranford's boy. Got it.
Hold on.
Shag, you got
Fun
it. You
fact
knew
about
the
Bill
assignment.
Ranford. He was a stunt double for who played Jim Craig in Miracle.
Oh, what was that kid's name?
You're the guy who dated Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, no, in Friends, the guy who played
Oh, David Schwimmer.
Yeah, Schwimmer.
no, it wasn't Schwimmer. It was the younger kid who used to work. We're not gonna go into a whole Friends thing, but it wasn't David Schwimmer. It was from her
Unagi.
work. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So
Anywho,
Beth, really
Oh.
quickly.
Eddie
Yes.
Cahill.
Eddie Cahill.
Eddie Cahill
Mm.
played Jim Craig,
Wait,
but
is
Bill
I
Ranford
heard-
was a stunt double.
I heard it really
anybody
quickly.
surprised
Sorry,
that,
stunt
that
athlete.
TNT is actually doing a better job broadcasting these games than ESPN is? ESPN's not even doing a pregame show for any of the Cup finals.
wow,
anybody
ESPN's
even
not
notice that?
doing anything. Oh my
No,
gosh!
did
I'm
nobody
so
notice
shocked.
that?
yeah.
No,
Well,
but I'm not.
It's
they're being
amazing to
broadcast
me.
on
You pay over $1
ABC
billion and you don't have a pregame?
and
Stupid.
It's ESPN. Are you really okay?
Yeah.
ESPN run on NFL and NBA. Are you really surprised they're not doing
Yeah.
Well, they're
You
anything?
sure about
showing, like-
that? Because they don't even have good NBA coverage.
They're showing.
Oh,
That's
they're
TNT.
I
TNT
mean-
has the superior NBA coverage as well.
Yeah,
They
that's
were
true.
much more suited to have a better broadcast option because they already do with the NBA.
I
So
much rather
I'm
watch
not
NBA
surprised.
on TNT than ESPN.
I'd
mean,
rather watch.
also-
I'd rather watch anything not on ESPN. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
mean,
the
there-
music is the only reason I was like,
Yeah.
hockey games on ESPN. Let's go 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ESPN, the seven of us, don't hire
might
us.
be-
Okay.
We don't want to work for you.
No.
Well, we do.
TNT
Sorry,
no,
we're not lying.
TNT.
We're lying.
TNT,
Give
however,
me a
TNT.
job.
Yeah.
Turner,
Yeah.
Turner
NHL
Sports.
on TNT. These 7 people,
Yes.
we would make an awesome panel. Just
By the
letting you
way,
know.
I
I
have
mean-
to note for all the gentlemen in the chat, sweet beard games going on,
Yeah.
fellas.
The playoff beard
Sweet.
is
Oh yeah, isn't mine
it's
great?
legit. I mean,
Let's be like,
isn't
it's
it
the,
beautiful?
The peach,
it's
the
the,
peach fuzz
it's
is
the
really,
Empress's new beard.
the
Yeah,
peach
this
fuzz. The
is-
peach fuzz is coming in really well there, Bailey.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Weeks of beard growing going on here.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
this is cultivated.
I mean, let's be honest though. The Mile High guys are bringing the Mile High level of the beard game here. So I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yes.
The beard game is strong, and I mean, Ryan's over here rocking a playoff beard, and he's got nobody in the playoffs. He's a Devils fan.
I've got perma playoff beard. I haven't been
I
clean
refuse to
shaven
shave
since
this.
2018.
I won't do it.
I stopped shaving game 1 of Nashville.
There you go.
So.
I did the same thing with the Eagles when the Eagles made those 2 back-to-back runs in the Kelly Cup. I won't shave until it's done.
Mhm. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. You're allowed to trim according to some
No,
according to
no.
some
Nope.
legends. You can
Don't touch
trim
it.
after losses to regain the luck, according to some legends.
Interesting.
are they true legends though? That's the real question.
Yet they were
That
going
legend
with
was
the
Hendrik
Islanders
Lundqvist.
with the beard.
Oh well, I
so-
mean, if
the
it's-
playoff beard.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Hendrik Lundqvist?
Oh, we
You
love
go to
him.
his house, you ask for a drink, he's got no cups. Just FYI.
Oh,
The only thing that man is bad at is having an offense in front of him that can win him a cup.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
He's good at all the things.
That's what we said about Dan Marino too.
Oh,
Places out.
Oh, whoo!
but Hank's suit game, just kiss, just
Look,
it's so
every
great.
day is black tie optional. Every day is black tie optional. That is how that man dressed every day of his life. Those are his words. So we've got quite the crew here. So we're going to run around We are going to drop socials for podcasts. We are going to drop socials for personals so that we can wrap this up. I have to go eat my Mac for all the good vibes. It is past dinner time and I am hungry. So we are going to start over here with my actual co-host on our podcast, Zach. Where can the humans find you on the internet?
The humans.
The humans. Yeah, you can find me.
I am inclusive. I am an all-inclusive person. Where can the humans find you on the internet?
Humans, terrestrial beings, you name it. You can
Dogs,
find
cats.
Elon Musk.
Elon, if you're watching this, please verify me on Twitter. I've done it like 17 times.
We all need
do it
check
already.
marks, okay? Give us all
Yes.
check marks.
I was a legit writer. What am I doing here? But,
We're associated with the company. Come on, Elon.
Actually,
All
yeah.
right.
I mean, what are we doing here? But I'm at One True Zach. It's ONE True Zach. You can find me on there. You can find my other podcast, the Searchcast, as it's spelled. You can check that on there as well. Everything hurricanes related and all that good stuff. A lot of cool things coming up for season 2 because I got a co-host now, part of season 2. So really excited for that.
Oh yeah.
That really sweet beard.
Oh yeah.
Bailey, where can the humans find you on the internet?
So my Twitter is where I am most active. That you can find me at Bailey Curtis, and that's Bailey with 2 Y's spelled the correct way, BAILEY Curtis. Not as active on Instagram, but you can find me there at Bailey Lynn Curtis, and I also help run the Belly Up Hockey Twitter account at Belly Up Hockey, along with this guy right here, my new co-host.
Other side.
Or other way. Sorry, my computer's being weird.
Right up here.
I'm pointing the correct way on my computer. But yeah, my brand new co-host over here, run that with him. So definitely go check that out.
Awesome. And Jared, where can the humans find you on the internet?
I've gotten away from my personal account. I just mostly use our pod page at Mile High Pundit on Twitter. Joel started an Instagram for us, so he's got the details on that. But no holds barred on our Twitter account, that's for sure. So
No, not
He's
at
not
all.
wrong.
Sir. Not at all, sir. Yeah, because we're trying to set up the promos for the show. I'm like, what the heck is Jared's personal? Screw it. I'll just use the podcast Twitter.
yeah,
There
that's what
you
I
go.
do. It's easier that way.
That is his personal Twitter. The podcast is Jared's personal Twitter
You know what,
account.
No,
Actually,
I
that
do have a
actually makes
personal one.
sense
It's
now.
it's protected. I gotta hide it away. So just
Aw,
like my
come on,
Instagram, it's
Jared.
hidden
Why
away.
you gotta be like
We
that?
get that. Joel,
It's
how
protected
about
by
you?
top men.
Top.
Oh,
Top
oh,
men.
Top,
Top.
top men,
men.
Lois.
That was a great
Joel?
impression.
Oh, thanks.
For me, I do get on.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I do hop on the Mile High Pundit Twitter page at times. But my personal, I'm far more active on just at JoelJames15 on Twitter. And then I do also run our Instagram. You can just find it Mile High Pundit Podcast. And yeah.
I'm still waiting for it to change to Stat Guy JJ. I'm waiting for that handle to change at some point because
No,
come
he's
on,
High
man.
Danger JJ.
When
High
my handle
Danger JJ.
changes
That's
from
actually even better.
When-
That's actually even better. High Danger JJ.
This
I'm
is
here.
what I do.
I'm
baby.
here for it. I'm here for that handle. Jared,
When-
All right.
convince your co-host to switch his handle.
As
Sir.
soon as he admits that he stole High Danger from me, I will give
Oof.
it to him. If you go
Sorry,
back to the OG days of MHP,
Oh.
you will see on every
All
one
right,
of the episodes.
So, someone go brew some tea and sip it a little bit because, sir,
That's downstairs. I should have grabbed
Sir.
it before he stepped
Well
on you.
then,
that's none of my
Ryan.
business.
None of my
where
business.
can
Hey,
the
to be
humans
fair-
find you?
To be fair.
he is right. So
Well, the humans, especially the humans, especially the ladies, can find me right here at Who Is MCC.
Oh.
They can also find my podcast, No Credentials Required, at No Creds REQD.
That was so smooth. My goodness, sir.
Woo, Ryan.
It's smooth as my bald head.
I was going to say that. It's about as smooth as your dome chrome, sir. So there you go.
Yeah,
And
but Instagram, Twitter, Who Is Ryan MCC for personal on podcast side, No Credentials, No Creds REQD on Twitter and Instagram. We have a TikTok account now. I got dragged into taking one, so it's No Creds REQ. It's No Creds REQ. So yeah, check us out. We got the morning edition, which is called the Morning Cup. I stay up late to record and edit, so I'd appreciate if you take a listen.
Do you also drink coffee while you do that morning cup, or is that just a fancy name?
That's just a fancy name because I could have put
nice.
so many different names. Honestly,
so basically you're like the Shitty Beatles. It's not just a clever name.
it's the what?
The Shitty Beatles. Come on.
Oh,
Wayne's World.
Oh,
Hello?
okay.
sorry.
All right.
Oh
Down
my
here at
God.
the
Am I too young for that
bottom.
reference?
Huh?
You are too young for that reference, Bailey. It's fine.
That was me.
Oh, you're probably too young for
You
that
you are
reference.
you
I
are
must
too,
have a
Jared.
female voice. Oh my god.
You're too young for that too. Mr. Shaggy
You all have failed me.
Gosh,
You all have failed me.
sir.
I'm gonna
HR,
just
ladies
HR, this is
talking.
This is Ryan. I'd like to report a violation of.
like to report a murder.
Shaggy Von Doom, where can
Whoa!
you
You can find here at Puckberg. It's on Instagram. It's out there somewhere. I'm pretty sure. We'll be
Nice
getting
transition.
we'll be getting season 2 cranked up when the season's over. I've been busy elsewhere, but you can find me personally on my Shaggy Von Doom everywhere you look. So
Also, gotta say he's the best dad ever. I gotta say,
Oh,
his-
for sure.
for sure,
For
Like,
sure.
For sure. I mean,
yeah,
well-
his Instagram post, he's like the best dad.
oh, it's so great.
His
here,
daughter's
let me just-
becoming a prominent space joiner too. She's
is.
been joining a little bit
Let me
too.
just
That's been
fix
awesome.
this real quick. You three people in the middle, all of you need to contact Mr. Shaggy Von Doom to make an
Yeah.
appearance on Here in Puckburg, because us three
yeah.
people up here at the top have all been on Here in Puckburg. So
Well, the
It-
rumor
it's-
is the
it's-
three of us here in the middle are meeting up in Colorado Springs very soon.
Whoa!
Hey-o!
It has
Wow.
been a bit though since we were all on there here in Puckburg, Shags. We might need to do an
Yeah.
update.
oh, you got a lot of updates to do.
a lot of
So much updating to do.
Oh.
So much. updating to do.
Unfortunately, yes, there's been a lot of stuff that's gone down since the that episode. But I have to say though, like that place you go to with like the hot dogs with the fries on top of the dogs and like the
Oh, is it the
Magic.
freeze?
It's called the
Oh.
Freeze, yeah.
So
That place
Wait,
is
where's
magic.
this? And
Oh.
where am I going?
Oh, Instagram. I just posted about this place called the Freeze that has a foot-long cheesesteak that wraps up a foot-long hot dog with chili cheese fries on it.
That's
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the
Arteries just
mozzarella
clogged up.
and the mozzarella sticks on the
My
side.
arteries,
too,
I
like,
just
sir.
died a little inside of happiness. That sounds
Yeah,
delicious.
like-
Oh, it's just
Posted a picture of that and I was like, oh, I just felt an artery clog. I need to go.
I
get
was
one
gonna
of those
say
right
not to
now.
throw it back to my home state, but that sounds like something you'd find at the North Carolina State Fair.
I can attest to that. Yeah, North Carolina State Fairs are very, very high level. But Shaggy,
Yes.
but Shaggy, tell us about your other podcast. I know we have here in Puckburg, but come on, man, you gotta plug the other one too.
Gotta
Plug
plug
it.
the other one. That's the reason we're here, sir.
plug it,
yeah.
plug it.
Come on.
I'm the co-host of Locked On Avalanche with my really good buddy Chris Maselli over on the Locked On Podcast Network. We cover the Avalanche literally every day. As soon as this is over, you could join us in the Twitter space. That's where I'm going to be. We'll be talking all through the Avalanche game. So
That's
where
that's
pretty
why.
much all of us are going to be too. So
Yes.
Well, I don't know about Ryan, but yeah, the rest. But that's
Ryan,
why,
if you'd like to come join us Avs fans and be in enemy
Ryan.
territory,
it's beautiful here.
we have
Ryan.
cookies.
Come on.
Avs
Welcome
fans
to the
and-
dark
and
side.
Zach.
well,
Avs-
Zach, you're an
Avs
honorary
fans-
Avs fan. You jumped on the
I
bandwagon.
had Dino Nuggies for lunch today.
There you go.
Yes.
I got to go make Mac and
Yeah, we
get
gotta-
ready for the game. So, but
Yeah.
before we leave, I should probably also share my socials.
I was gonna
since, you
say,
know,
go Beth
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Zach didn't
Yeah,
throw
hello.
it over to me like he normally does. My goodness.
Hey, hold up. We're going around the horn. Don't get mad at me, moderator. Come
Sir.
on now.
Which way am I going?
Sir. So, thank you for the point, Shaggy Von Doom. Thank
Already
you for the
point.
point. I didn't see you point, Ryan. I'm so sorry. You're pointing the wrong way, bro. Wrong
Still
way.
the wrong way.
Still the wrong
Still
way.
the wrong way.
I,
Still
You're
the wrong
voting
way.
like Madonna over there. It's
I
fine.
could have been a Price is Right girl.
You could look at
You really could.
be
You
a-
still could.
I'll
you
get
could
you
be
a shiny-
deal or no
Could
deal.
have.
I'll
we
get
need
you
to
a shiny
Kyle a
blue dress,
briefcase.
Shaggy. You'll look beautiful. I'm
Kyle,
ready.
you need a shiny briefcase with a number on the
I
front.
mean, he
'cause you can just-
did the ponytail at one point. So I mean, why
I did.
not?
mean,
Right?
He did because
have your daughter do your makeup.
Dad
Yeah.
likes theirs.
Don't
So
give her any ideas, please.
She's got a restaurant. She's gonna have a boutique. She's just gymnastics.
She's got her own podcast going too.
She's out of control, is what she is.
She is the tiniest little influencer, and we absolutely love her for it. So you can find me on Twitter at WonderBeffers. It's actually right here on the screen. You can find me on Instagram at GoodBetterBeffers. Wait, look, everybody's taking over Vanna White's job right now. You can find me on Instagram at GoodBetterBeffers, and I am also the co-host with Zach on Let's Talk Woe Hockey, where we cover all things women's hockey, and we occasionally talk about the Blackhawks, but they just make us sad, so we don't talk about them very often because they just make
Space of
us
sadness, which is called.
Yeah,
Pain and
we
Depression
actually say
podcast.
it's the joy,
Chicago
like
Blackhawks.
women's hockey is the joy and Blackhawks is the pain. So we are very open about the fact that it hurts our hearts to have to do.
Oh,
Where did she go?
okay. That was interesting. I was
That's
gonna say,
Was it the Rapture?
Were we all supposed to leave?
She fell in the black hole with the
Where am I going,
Blackhawks.
guys? Oh gosh, where am I going?
yeah, I don't know. What
Did I
happened.
ever mention that StreamYard hates me? Like everybody's
my
like,
gosh.
you should host things, and StreamYard's like, no, you shouldn't.
You just got
Get outta
podcasted.
here.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
well, you're talking about pain, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
we're gonna make you
Talking
Well,
about
it's
pain, and StreamYard's like, here's the pain.
Oh
Get
no!
out.
If you want to talk about real pain, wait until Alex DeBrincat gets traded from the Blackhawks
Look,
for
To
I'm
Colorado.
not-
Blackhawks.
no.
To Colorado.
I'm going to cry when that happens, so we are not going to talk about it. But you can find our podcast at Talk Woe Hockey Pod on Instagram and on Twitter. It has been awesome hanging out
Shaggy,
with
those glasses.
you guys.
Shaggy, those glasses, sir. Are just...
Hold on, wait. It has been amazing hanging out with all of you guys, talking Stanley Cup Final hockey between the Avalanche and
Beth,
the Bolts.
Beth, are we on a mission from God?
We are on a mission, sir. We are on a mission for more. More.
Well, we're on a mission to bring you more hockey content. with
I mean,
Belly Up
technically,
Hockey.
these aren't Ray-Bans. I got these at the Spartan race that I ran. So,
Close, you know what? Close enough, though. But we do appreciate everyone joining us tonight, for Belly Up Hockey. This is our, second live show in the last,
second live show. Yep.
in the last couple months. I know Shaggy's done a lot of shows, too, but we really appreciate
Yes.
everyone, coming out and, hanging out with us pregame. This is the kind of what we want to do at, 6 to 7:30, get you kind of like a really cool pre-show. Right before
Leave
we go
time
into the
for
cup.
dinner so that
Yes,
you can
it's-
watch the game.
Exactly.
So-
Plus, I know with Shaggy doing all of his stuff at Locked On too. That's why I kind of want to have a set time planning for him as well. So, like I said, we appreciate everyone for doing this. Got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Free agency, the draft, preview for next season. So make sure to keep up with Belly Up Hockey and all the good stuff, and then check out all of these amazing podcasters. Some of these people are also writers too, and also check out Shaggy's stuff too. Here in Puckburg, Locked On Avalanche. I mean, Shaggy's part of the family.
It's
You gotta
true.
love the guy for being here too. So I mean, it's just this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate all you being here. This is me putting my department head on. I appreciate all you taking the time today to join and do this, because I know it was kind of last minute, so to speak. But I do appreciate all you for joining on. I'm really great. I'm happy to have all of you part of the Belly Up Hockey group that we have here. So Bailey,
So now that
Beth,
Zach
Jared,
has made
Joel, Jim, and
all
Ryan.
of us cry,
Thank you.
now that
Thank
now
you
that
for-
Zach's
thank you for
made
being
us all
here.
crying, we
Good
need
thing we have
these
the sunglasses
sunglasses.
on.
I have been Beth. That's Zach, Bailey, Jared, Joel, Ryan, and Mr. Shaggy Von Doom himself, Kyle Sullivan. It has been an absolute pleasure. Go Avs, go!
Find a way.
Let's go, baby!
Find a
It's
way.
time for the
Except-
Stanley Cup
Go
Final.
Lightning. Go Bolts.
Please. Waves.
Bleh. Anyway, it has been great. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this Belly Up Media production. Some said we'd go belly up. So we made it our name. And we're still here.